How do you sleep at night? Do you go to bed and just fall asleep? Do you wake up feeling refreshed in the morning? Or do you experience difficult sleeping patterns that you get up feeling really tired or just wake up during the night? This is what today's show is all about. So if you are interested in sleep, you might like or to share or even to comment below as you watch this show. I look forward to seeing you again in a minute. Sleep is something we all need. We feel better, don't we? I really feel better when I've had a good night's sleep. Last night, didn't have such a good night's sleep. I had some really weird dreams and woke up several times during the night. Usually for me, often I sleep like a baby. But there are times when I think all of us experience a bit of insomnia, where maybe getting off to sleep is difficult. Maybe you even wake up thinking about work. Done that before. Actually, my husband even said to me that he'd been trying to sort out a plumber for his work the other day, and he dreamt about it during the night, and it woke him up. And then he's a bit like, no, don't want to think about plumber, don't want to think about plumber. Went back to sleep, and yet the thoughts of getting a plumber woke him up again about half an hour or so later. So our minds sometimes can find it difficult just to relax, just shut off, just to be. And yet it still thinks it wants to run at 100 miles an hour. So what can we do about this? When does the odd night of not sleeping well become a problem? Well, insomnia is about lack of sleep. And sometimes lack of sleep can be because we've got a new baby in the house, or even a new puppy or a new cat. Sometimes new animals keep us awake too when we first get them. And we know that there's a reason behind why we're experiencing lack of sleep. And in our minds, we can kind of rationalize that that's going to be temporary, we hope, and that at some point that's going to change and we're going to get back to our normal sleeping patterns again. Actually, I've just heard my dog. See, dogs are amazing at sleeping. Have you found? I mean, my dog is phenomenal. He'll just go to sleep anywhere. And they seem to be able to just shut off. And yet, when there's a postman or post lady at the door, suddenly they're up, they're alert, barking. And then again, 10 minutes, 20 minutes later, he'll be asleep again, downstairs in his bed. Amazing. Their ability just to go to sleep. Don't we all wish we could just do that sometimes? So let's get back to sleep. When we know that there's a pattern and we can understand that, there is some rationale behind, and we trust that at some point our normal, natural pattern will return. But what about when there seems no logical reason for it? What about when we just wake up and we just think, I don't know why I'm waking up. Maybe there's a sound outside or something that is waking me up, or I don't even feel there's something going on in my mind, but I'm just awake. What do we do then? Well, there's different things that we can do to that sort of really can help us to get back into a normal and natural pattern. Maybe you want to keep a sleep journal. Notice what time you're going to sleep at night. Get an idea of what time you're waking up. Maybe you can even keep a notebook beside the bed. Now, I have found this really, really good, so that when I wake up in the night and my head is full of, oh, you've got to do this or you've got to do that. Remember the got tos? They put pressure on us. So we feel that we have to do something. We have to remember. It's really important, when probably it isn't at all really. But when you've got a notebook and pen beside the bed, it's really good just to be able to jot it down, even if it's a quick scribble, because then you're almost telling your brain, okay, you can let go of that now because it's written down on paper and I'll see it in the morning. And very often that just helps to release it in the mind, because otherwise your brain is like, I must remember, I must remember, I must remember. So it doesn't really allow itself the time to switch off. Another thing that I really find that helps too is meditation. So one of the main causes or symptoms, I guess, of insomnia is that our brain is racing. It's working not at 100 miles an hour, but maybe 160 or 200 miles an hour. It's just doesn't know when to stop. It's got into this pattern of finding it difficult to relax. And sometimes our body does that when we don't feel safe to relax, when we don't feel safe to let go. So we can start to retrain our brain, our mind, to be more relaxed, to feel safe, to know that it's okay to let go, that it doesn't have to be on alert all the time. And you can do that through things like meditation. Meditation before you go to sleep is a really nice way to be able just to become more present, to allow more mind gaps, to allow that stillness within, and just allow all the words, the sounds, the images, anything that comes into your mind, just to float away and come back to your breathing, just softly and gently. And actually that can be a really nice way to re-establish a pattern. Because when we think right back to being a baby, we are really good sleepers when we're a baby. Insomnia is not a problem. So insomnia, as we move from, I don't know, even in childhood and teenage and into adulthood, become a pattern. They're often learned behaviors. It's something that we are training our brain to do. So all we need to do is to start being gentle and kind and soft with ourselves in retraining it to, you can imagine in your mind, I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to wake up at a certain time. And you could imagine really vividly the clock in your mind, the time you want to wake up. You can do meditation. I offer hypnotherapy sessions. Actually, September the 12th is all around lack of sleep. And hypnotherapy is a really great use of words to help to retrain, reprogram. When we get into that really relaxed state of hypnosis, we bypass the censor with our words and suggestions. And that can really be useful and helpful when we're wanting to reprogram ourselves around our lack of sleep and gaining a proper new pattern, which enables us to feel more full of vitality and health, feeling refreshed after a sleep. So long-term sleep deprivation, if we like, isn't good for our minds and isn't good for our bodies. So please reach out to somebody if you are experiencing this in the longer term. And when I mean longer term, if you've been experiencing this for 3 months or more, then this is a really good time to get some help. And if you want to join the hypnotherapy, then the link for that is in the comments. So remember, it's something that you can change, that we don't have to suffer in silence, and know that all will be well. So please like, please share, please comment. I'd love to know about how you're experiencing sleep at the moment. And there are tons of other videos on my channel which might find really helpful for your personal development journey. So check them out. So thank you for joining me, Debbie Clement-Large, at the Why Follow the Herd show. So I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.